Hello and welcome to the Wayfaring Panda. I'm Annette. Today I'm participating in a YouTube hop to celebrate Anna from Peacecraft Love reaching 500 subscribers. So on this hop you can choose to either case one of her scrapbook layouts, or she's doing a pick 5 challenge where she gives you 5 things to do to include in your scrapbook layout. So I'll put that list above. That's what I'm choosing to do. And actually, as she planned this, she's actually very close to 600 and probably will be at 600 when this YouTube hop happens. So she added a 6th one, which is stitching. I chose not to do that one because I already had my video recorded. So I ended up using 2 stencils, so I think I can count that as 2. I'll put the list over on the side and we can check off as we complete the challenges. I'm heat embossing the steam from this coffee stencil, so I used a distress embossing pen to draw the steam, and now the next part of the challenge is a squirrel, so I'm going to heat emboss that also. And so I just use a squirrel stamp, and that's from a discontinued set from Lawn Fawn, which is called Nutty or Nice. That was a special stamp set that goes with Simon Says. And I'm using my Hero Arts white embossing powder to emboss it. So I wasn't sure how to put a squirrel on here, but I decided to make it part of the steam, kind of thinking of like hidden Mickeys. Well, this is a hidden squirrel. And I just use my heat embossing tool to melt the embossing powder. Next, I use Distress ink to do the packaging technique on my paper, and to meet the challenge it said shades of blue or turquoise, so I'm going kind of more the greenish blue, and I'm using Salvage Patina, which is turquoise, and then I'm also using Peacock Feathers and Evergreen Bough. And I sped this part up a lot so that you don't have to watch me forever. Since this is a hop, I want to respect your time. Now I'm trying to go heavier in the area where I did the embossing so that the embossing and the squirrel will show up. And also I wanted to do a lot of mixed media because Anna is known for doing mixed media. I'm just kind of dabbling into it, so I did quite a bit more on this layout than I normally do. But I really like the results. Next I'm using texture paste, and this is a new one that I haven't used before. And this is Lawn Fawn Stencil Paste White. And then I'm just adding my Distress ink to it. So I'm using the Salvage Patina for a little bit, and then I switched to Peacock Feathers. And I'm using a stencil from Newton's Nook, which is called Mug Stencil. Again, I'll speed this up so you're not here watching me do this forever. And I'll actually, in the description below, I'll put all the products that I use. Some of these will be affiliate links. Those don't cost you anything extra to use, but I do get a small commission from any sales that those generate. Now also, Anna owns an online craft store called Peacecraft Love, and I'll see if any of those, the products that I'm using, are on her site. If so, I'll list those, as we want to support Anna. As I mentioned before, this is part of a hop. So after you watch my video, please check the description below. I have a list of all the other participants, and hop along to the next person on the hop. Please like, and if you're not already a subscriber to our channels, we'd all appreciate if you can subscribe to our channels. And that helps support us and helps us move up in the YouTube algorithm so more people can find our site. Also, Anna is giving away a gift card to her shop on this hop, and you'll find information on how to enter that in the description below. While my stencil paste was drying, I went ahead and cut out my cup with that stencil I had earlier and did my journaling. And then I also matted my photos, and these are from a coffee shop my sister and I visited in Seattle when we were walking from a park to Theo's Chocolate. It was quite a long walk, and my sister's hip was getting sore, so we stopped here to rest and had our first fancy Well, it really wasn't coffee. We had hot cocoa, and I think it was Mexican cocoa, but they did the latte art, which I'd never had anything like that before. So this was pretty cool. And we like to visit places like this, individual restaurants and coffee shops that aren't chain stores that we can find at our own home. I'm just adhering everything down with Nouveau Deluxe glue or photo splits, or sometimes they're called photo squares or mounting squares. I'm going to make my own embellishments for the layout. So I have this paper here that I had embossed with this embossing folder and used salvage patina. Was going to use it on a card, but I never did, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to cut it out with some circle dies. And then I have these stamped images that I had colored, and I'll also cut those out. Now, off screen, I went ahead and made my embellishments. I used this Thanks a Latte stamp set from Lawn Fawn and cut out the cup and made it cocoa, and I added some sayings with the stamps from that set. This is the stamp set that I had colored previously with the orange mugs, and that's a pumpkin spice stamp set from Lawn Fawn. And then I ran another piece of paper with the embossing folder and the carved pumpkin distress ink. And then I did the embossing for my words with Versamark ink and the Ranger Aqua Stencil embossing powder. And the thing is, I used the circles to cut out my embossed images, or my dry embossed images from the embossing folder. And so it's still a card base, so I can use those in the future as card bases, and you fill in the circles with some stamped images. I believe in trying to use everything that you have. Right now I'm just trying to figure out how I want to arrange these on my layout. Then I just used my Nouveau Deluxe glue to add my embellishments to my layout. While I'm adding my final embellishments, I just put down my Sizzix platform on top of those top two circles since they weren't laying down and adhering as well. And I'm going ahead and adding my final embellishment. I'm using Cool Mint Stickles to add some dots, and my glossy accents I'm adding to the sprinkle jar and also the cup to make it look like glass. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you're not a subscriber, I'd really appreciate it if you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a wonderful day.